just want to explain the 3 screens makeover. This is the screen that you see when you open your iPhone. If I move it across, these are your widgets on the one side, and you've got complete flexibility on what you put there. So let's go back to the home screen. And then to the right of that is the app library. Now, the app library is something that's set up by Apple. You can't change the classifications, but the classifications work. So, for example, productivity, you've got there, you've got all your finance, your banking apps all in one place. And this can go down, and so all of your apps are contained there. So let's just have a talk about the home screen. These are the apps that probably 98% of the time, when you go onto your phone, these are the apps that you want to access. And you can move them around. You can take off whatever's there and put whatever you want there. When you remove it from the home screen, it doesn't delete it from your system. It literally stops displaying it on your home screen. So if you wanted to delete any, I'm not going to delete it because this is my setup. You long press on your screen and you can see the apps are jiggling. And literally, if you click on any of the minus signs, it'll then remove it from your home screen. I'm just going to click on done at the top there. So if you have a look at my setup there, I have put a widget over there. That's the widget that is for my Apple Fitness app. And it's saying that I haven't done an awful lot of stuff today. Okay, I'm going off to play pickleball shortly, so I will correct that. I also put the calendar and the clock. So calendar, I can actually look at my appointments, and the clock is, obviously to tell the time, but more importantly, to set alarms. The next 2 are my messaging apps, and then I've got photography coming down here. So you've got my camera, you've got Google Photos, and you've got Apple Photos, but I've also got my Apple Music there. These are very useful apps here that I'm using all the time. One is reminders. The other one is notes. I use notes an awful lot, and it is so powerful and so useful. And contacts. Now, contacts are really important because if you update your contacts to include the address, when it comes to navigation, you are able to just say navigate to Fred or whatever, and it will automatically put it on your sat nav. YouTube, very, very big use of YouTube. I learn a lot. I watch sport updates, tennis, everything. It's a great source of entertainment. And then down here is a very interesting, certainly over the last sort of 6 months, it's become more and more interesting for me. I have switched from Chrome to Microsoft Edge, largely because of the partnership that is with the AI tool Copilot. So those 2 are very close together. Another very good one is Gemini. And then, of course, ChatGPT, which is the one that everyone sort of talks about. But so I've got 3 options of apps. These are consumer apps. They're not paid for apps. They're free apps. And I do use them all the time. Then what I've done is I've set up a number of folders. So if you look over here, I'll just open that folder, and that's got the weather apps that I use. And I tend to, I'll use that. That's the Apple own one, and the Met Office. The Met Office is particularly useful. If you look at the map, you can see the weather that's fast approaching, and it's been very, very reliable. So this is all items to do with news. So I tap into that from 2 or 3 times a day. And here I've got anything to do with searching and with video. I've actually put it into a folder. And then this is everything to do with car and travel. So you can see I use the Apple Sat Nav, but that is the Google Maps one. And I always used to use Waze, but I've actually switched allegiance to the Apple one. And that's map.me, the free one. Very useful app. We've had a number of occasions to use it. It's brilliant, the AA app. If you have a subscription, It could be via your bank. You just feed that into it, and you can, honestly, within 3 taps, if you've got a problem, and call up. That's what 3 words, and that is for walking. We've got Ordnance Survey. So see everything that I want, but in the tray right at the bottom, I've got the settings, the admin side, and I've got telephone. I've got, because I'm doing more in the way of using Facebook. I'm finding it's cropping up all the time, so I've put it right on the tray. And I don't use the Apple email. I do use Outlook, largely because on my desktop I use it as well. So okay, so I've said in terms of the app library that there's nothing you can do to change that page, but so one thing I need to mention is that you can change the display so that the icons get smaller and they put the name of the app appears below it. I prefer to have the icons as big as possible without any need for naming them, because I automatically recognize all these apps. Okay, so let's just move now to, this is the widgets. Now, widgets are different from an app in that they display more. So, for example, you could click on Apple weather, but this is actually showing Godalming. In Godalming, the temperature is 20, it's partly cloudy, a high of 21 and low of 10. So it takes it to a next stage. It gives more visibility. Battery, that tells me whatever I've got connected. So when I put my headphones on, it will appear there and tell me what my battery level is. The and in the top left there is a inside timer, and every day I switch on inside timer, and for best part of 20 minutes I do meditation, start a day, start the day with it, positively. This is what they call a stack, and these are different apps that you can actually link into there. I hardly ever go into that. What I do, these 2 apps here, this one is IMDb. And IMDb is really a great thing to have if you are looking to watch something. So there's something that's come up on the telly, you want to find out what the feedback is, and from this, you can go straight into that and see what the critics are saying and what the ordinary people like me and you, well, maybe not ordinary, but I am ordinary. Okay, and the purple one is Apple Podcasts. Now, this is just such an amazing source of information. At the moment, I think the one thing that I really like is, there's entertainment there. That's really good. That's pretty good. Where is it? It's the 2 doctors. It's those 2 brothers, the twins. And it's all to do with sort of medical, and it's really good. The bottom one is something that is called auto sleep, and via my Apple Watch it tracks my sleep, which is interesting, but I'm not obsessive about it. As long as I feel good the next morning, I'm happy. Okay, so that's the 3 screens. So if I were to sit down with you to try and organize it, the first thing I would do is actually say to you, what apps do you want on your home screen? Because this is where you're going to go all the time. Tell me what you want. And then what we do is we remove from here the ones that you don't want. And we try and simplify it as much as possible. The idea being, when you go onto your iPhone, you want to get going on it. And that's where we happen. Then we actually look at the widgets. What widgets do you want? And in all of this, as few as possible, but as many as necessary. To just make it easy for yourself, because it's such a complicated, busy world. Why not just simplify it? Okay, so that gives you some idea of the 3 screens makeover. Okay.